Welcome back to All Things ETH. My name is Aaron, and on this channel we talk about all things Ethereum, and right now we're calling my channel All Things Axie because it's Axie Infinity Origin Launch Week. We're going to see the final, or the alpha version rather, of the Origin launch on April 7th, and today, guys, I want to show you, we're going to watch the live stream of Ryan at Meditate or Axie Factions on YouTube show us the Aqua and Beast cards, rather the runes and charms, guys. So let's get into it right now. It is live as we speak. So let me jump into my screen. We're going to switch over here to Axie Factions Twitch, and we're gonna say unmute.
We can finally take a look. All right, guys. All right. Back to the. Whew, I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna pass out right now. Jesus. Wowee. All right.
Oh, the good stuff. The good stuff right here. We got to go into the good stuff. Okay. We got to go into Sky Mavis Police here.
Right, I hope you can hear this, guys.
Criminals. Oh, that's me. No. Evidence. Perfect. Runes and charms. And oh yeah, Sky Mavis certified. Sky Mavis certified.
Ryan is definitely
right
one
here.
of my favorite YouTubers in this space. If you're not following him, I'll put a link in the description below. But Axie Factions is his YouTube
let's start
page,
off with
and he is
beasts.
fantastic.
Okay, let's start off with beasts. Now I'm gonna pull this off screen. So that I don't show too much at once, because as you guys, I don't know if everybody knows, I have not looked at these yet. I have no idea what we're about to see. This is going to be a brand new, fresh perspective for every single one of us. All right, so I'm pulling this off screen. I'm opening up beasts. We've got, okay, here we go. And the first one. All right, so we've got the Beast Talisman of Vitality. Enhance any card. Axie's max HP is plus 20. All right, so this is one of the basic ones, right? And I think we probably saw this in the YouTube video trailer as well. Very basic, nothing too exciting to talk about. It's just a basic HP buff, and we can see that in the video too. Right when Jiho starts this match, we can see all the runes and charms immediately take place. Right here, you see the HP jumped from 320 to 510. And that is due to all of these runes and charms. All right, so let's continue. Next up, we have the Beast Talisman of Power. Enhance any non-multi-hit attack. Plus 6. Hype train incoming. What does that even mean? Limited time to earn exclusive emotes. Something's popping up in chat. I don't even know. All right, but anyway, so non-multi-hit attack. So you're not going to be able to attach this to something like Furball, right? This is only for single-hit attacks, like Little Branch, all the Nutcracker cards. You could start off with plus 6 damage. It's not going to stack or anything, because I'm pretty sure you can only apply 1 charm per body part. So still fairly basic, and these are, I'm sure that these are just like the basic, standard, normal rarity charms. So then we've got Mask of Frenzy. We're getting a little more interesting now. All teammates gain 1 rage.
Oh, that's huge.
Imagine you're playing just like 3 of these on all of your Axies. Every single card you play is going to be stacking that rage, and before too long, you're going to be getting.
If you guys have watched my channel at all much, and I hope you have, but I have a lot of beasts, guys. I'm really into these
now,
beast
I'm not sure
charms in
if I
particular.
prefer this over something that is focusing rage on one particular Axie, right? I feel like focusing rage is going to be a lot more versatile, because I mean, if you're throwing them all over the place, you're going to be waiting a lot longer before you actually enter into that Fury mode state and start getting that massive damage boost. All right. Let's go a little bit further. We've got the Beast Talisman of Power 5. That's super weird. So we have the Beast Talisman of Power 4 and the Beast Talisman of... Ooh, we got a sneak peek at another one. And the Beast Talisman of Power 5. I wonder why it's starting at 4 or 5 and not 1 and 2. Interesting. But anyway, it's a slight buff. Instead of getting 6 extra damage, we're getting 10. But still non-multi-hit attacks. Although, what I am thinking is imagine Imagine playing this Beast Talisman of Power on an Axie with Ronin, right?
Right.
It's an interesting combination because Ronin deals 50% more damage per energy spent this turn. Now 50% of 40 damage obviously is only 20 extra damage, so you'd be getting 20 extra damage per energy spent this turn. But if we have the Beast Talisman of Power attached, that now becomes 50 damage.
Right.
So instead of an extra 20 damage per energy, we get an extra 25 damage per energy. So there could definitely be some synergy there. There could definitely be some synergy there. All right, let's move on.
It's cool to see that they've
Beast
kept
Talisman of
this.
Vitality, 5. All right, so we've seen Beast Talisman
Beast
of
cards
Vitality
have been,
4, now
or
we're
Beast
seeing 5.
class in
It's
particular, have
a
just been
slight
damage
extra
dealers.
HP buff. Nothing
Biggest
too
damage
exciting,
dealers,
nothing too exciting.
mechs and
We knew that was
beasts.
coming out from the gameplay trailer. We have Beast Energy Drink. We have the Beast Monster. The Beast 5-hour energy. Add Ethereal. Interesting. This card's base stats gain 10%. Add Ethereal. So what Ethereal means to those that aren't familiar yet, Ethereal, I'm not sure if we have any cards actually that have Ethereal other than like curse cards and such. So what Ethereal does is if it is in your hand when you end your turn, it will immediately be banished. So basically, if you have an Ethereal card, you always want to play it the turn you draw into it. Otherwise, it'll be banished and you will never have a chance to use it again. So what this charm does is it massively increases the damage output. Say if we're using a card with 100 damage, you're getting an extra 10 damage on there. Or I mean, you could even be using this on a shield card as well. But the downside is if you don't use it that turn, you won't have a chance to use it for the rest of the match. Unless you're playing cards like Tricky Eyes for the Reptile to get those cards back out from the banished pile. All right, moving forward. The amount of PP required to attach the charm. Oh, yes. So just as a quick reminder, everybody, let's go through this real quick. Since we've got everybody here, let's go through. Actually, I think I can get it pretty quickly if I go through Discord here. The Axie Infinity Discord server. Shade Jeff, I think, put together a very nice, like organized chart of how the power system works.
Yeah.
If I can find it, you know what? I can't find it. I don't want to spend a ton of time on this either. So let's see one more time. I'm not seeing it, unless I'm just blind. That's okay, guys. That's okay. We're going to get back to it. In fact, actually, let me exit out of Discord. The worst thing that could possibly happen right now is my computer shutting down. It's happened before! All right, back to it. So adding Ethereal to a card. So obviously, I'm trying to find out if there is more utility. I mean, so basically, you could be using this strategically, and instead of using this to increase the card's base stats, you could be technically using this for a card that's not necessarily the best card on the Axie. Say for example, you have a beast, and 5 out of the 6 body parts on that beast are absolutely amazing, but you happen to have just a single Nutcracker on that beast. Now, Nutcracker by itself is not really the best card. If you're doing the Nutcracker strat, you really want all 3.
Yep.
But if you put this Beast Energy Drink on there, you'll be adding Ethereal to Nutcracker, meaning once you draw into it, you don't have to play it, it'll get banished, and then you don't have to worry about it for the rest of the match. So there could actually be some strategy utilizing Ethereal as opposed to utilizing the card base stat plus 10%. There's some cross synergies happening there. You could be using it for one effect or the other. There's benefits to both. All right, moving on. We have the Beast Energy Drink M. Oh, so there's a small energy drink and a large energy drink. Add Banish. Cards base stats plus 20%. Is that 100 bits? 100 bits, is that what I'm looking at? Thank you so much, guys. Does Rage stack for each Axie, or is it for the whole team? I think it depends on the card. I think like Little Branch stacks on a single Axie, but then other cards like Shiba will apply Rage to the entire team. Same with some of these charms, right? So we've got
There's so much more to memorize now. It's crazy.
Will apply Rage to the entire team. 1 Rage for each Axie. But the other one that we saw, that OP, that's like super OP one that we saw in the trailer here, that one applies 3 Rage to the particular Axie that is holding the charm. Endless Anger right here. Gain 3 Rage when your turn starts. Absolutely broken right here. I cannot wait to get my hands on one of these. Oh my gosh, guys. Thank you everybody for the follows. This is absolutely amazing. All right, so Mask of Frenzy, wait. No, we're on the big energy drink. So this one changes up a little bit. So instead of having Ethereal, you're actually getting Banish, which means it's not going to be banished just by ending the turn with it in your hand. It's not going to get banished until you play it. The difference is Ethereal, when you do play it, I believe when you do play an Ethereal card, the card is not banished. It's only banished when you end your turn with it still in your hand. As opposed to Banish, which means you could end your turn, it'll go to the discard pile, then get cycled back into your deck. You could draw it again. It'll only get banished in this circumstance when you actually play the card.
Interesting.
So in this situation, you'd be getting that 10% bonus, and you could play it multiple times, assuming that you play the card every time you draw into it. But in this situation, you're getting a 20% bonus, and you only have the opportunity to play this card one time. Once it's played for that first time, then it's banished. Again, you could use Tricky, the Reptile Eyes, to pull it back out of the banish pile. But 20 extra, like 20% plus cards, like base stat, that's very decent. That's very decent. All right, let's move on. We've got Hidden Razor. Ooh, we're getting to the mystics now, guys. This is the exciting stuff. All right, so Enhance an attack card.
It's a mystic because it's a 5, so this 5 means it's a mystic.
Interesting. So we've already know a lot of cards that apply bleed, right? We have Piranha, we have Jaguar, and then we have the Beast Ears Nyan, which actually deal 15 extra damage if the target already has bleed. So this could very well help you set up that bleedinator.
Yep.
The term people are throwing around these days. Pincers have bleed. Yeah. There are a lot of cards. Oh, that is very interesting. Joshua09X points out that if you apply this charm to Jaguar, does that mean that Jaguar now applies bleed for 6 turns as opposed to 4? That's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Chuck Fresco's in the house as well. Chuck, how you doing, my man? Welcome to the stream. It's so awesome to see all these friendly names. Can you confirm that you need to transfer your SLP to the Axie game for you to use power-ups? So there's no need for Ron gas fees. So I'm not so sure about the Ron gas fees, but I do know that they are adding the ability to transfer assets from your wallet to the game. So like in the initial alpha launch, you're only going to be needing moon shards to create these charms. But after the alpha, when the full game is launched, you will need SLP and moon shards to create these charms and runes.
Right.
But they will also be NFT charms and runes, which means you're going to be able to sell them on the marketplace. Now, vice versa, you're going to be able to buy runes and charms on the marketplace, and then through a special portal that they're setting up, you're going to be able to transfer those runes and charms back from the marketplace, from your Ronin wallet, to your game account so you can actually use them in-game. And the same is true for SLP, maybe AXS as well, depending on if they are adding extra burning mechanisms for AXS.
Wow.
Very interesting stuff. All right, let's move on.
Yeah, moon shards are going to add another layer of complexity in the game.
Expirations for runes
I don't think it's going to be a token outside of the game.
Every single season, the runes and charms will shift. So every season the meta will be different, and the runes and charms that are available for you to buy or create are going to be changing. Some runes and charms may stay the same as like legacy runes and charms. But for the most part, the majority of them will change to new runes and charms. And if you don't want to hold on to your old runes and charms, you can actually disenchant them, get some moon shards back, get some SLP back, and use that to start creating your next set of runes and charms for the new meta come the new season. All right, moving forward. Is this the last one? This is the last one. This is the last one for Beast Charms.
All right, so I don't think these are a full
Now, you
list
know what
because
this-
you
you know
don't
what
have
this
ones and
means,
twos
guys?
and threes. Really, you have four and
You know what's
fives.
really interesting about this? It's the last one that I saw.
So I think they're just leaking a few per class right now.
Did we see all the same ones? No, we didn't. We did not. We did not see all the same ones. So either I only have half the stack here, or the runes and charms that are showed here in my stack. I'm sorry, yes, it's only charms right here. We're going to look at runes right after. Are these charms as well? No, these are
No, they're all
runes.
runes.
Okay, that's the difference. That's the difference. My apologies. My apologies. So, I mean, we can look at the runes, but I assume they're going to be the same as what we see here. So those are all the beast charms.
I don't
I
assume.
apologize if I'm getting the words charms and runes mixed up. They're all power-ups. They're all power-ups. We're moving into this brand new ecosystem. Give me a break.
Ryan's one of the first guys that predicted runes and charms to be part of this game, so he knows a lot about this.
So these are charms. Let's go ahead and look at the runes. And boom. All right, so it does look like the same. We have the same runes here that we see in the trailer here. So we have Reckless Hunter. Deal 20% more damage, take 10% more damage.
Wow.
This is great for a glass cannon, something very aggressive. There are going to be teams, I have to imagine there are going to be strategies and teams that are built more for control, right? They take a little bit more longer to set up. Maybe they're playing bumpy. Their first turn is going to be like, their first turn or two is going to be just like streamlined to setting up their strategies. There's going to be a counter strategy for like very aggressive builds that are dealing massive damage, killing off Axies turn one, like triple Aquas. Could be a very competitive, aggressive build. Now this isn't going to work for an Aqua because it's a beast rune, but there are definitely going to be similar aggressive strategies with beasts. Thank you everybody. Thank you everybody for the follows. Thank you so much. Please upload this on your YouTube later. I will. Do not worry. I'm gonna chop it up, get the best bits, and make an awesome YouTube video for you guys later today. So next up, we have Dominant Predator. This looks. I love the art here. This is gorgeous. This looks like it's straight out of Legend of Zelda. Like it almost looks like the eagle with the Triforce in it. You know what I mean?
Totally does.
Dominant Predator. Deal 20% more damage against bleeding enemies. Oh! This is more synergy with that Bleedinator meta I was talking about earlier. You get Jaguar, you get Piranha on the mouth, you get or Pincer. Right, then you get Nyan Ears. Deal 20% more damage against bleeding enemies. Take 10% less damage from bleeding enemies. That's amazing. Especially if you're able to potentially put some right. So this is the rune, right? So you put the rune on the Axie, then you put some backdoor charms on your bleed cards, right? You put some backdoor charms on your Jaguar. Then you can potentially get bleed all over the place. Just put bleed on every single one of the enemies. Then you're taking 10% less damage. Maybe not necessarily the strongest strategy, but there's definitely something there. There's definitely something to think about. An Endless Anger, the most famous rune, beast rune of them all. Gain 3 rage when your turn starts. Each rage grants 1 bonus damage. This is absolutely broken, guys, because imagine all you do is play 1 confident. 1 confident gives you +1 extra rage. By turn 3, by your 3rd turn, or by your 3rd round, right? Depending on what turn you start, whether you're 1st or 2nd. By your 3rd turn, you will be going straight into Fury mode, your beast will be dealing double damage. You'd be starting the turn with an extra energy. You're going to be able to do so much damage there. So much damage. You could potentially be taking out 2 Axies in a single turn. Confident, Endless Anger, plus Puppy or Zeal. Yeah. Yeah, just being able to search out for any beast cards you want. I mean, you could play Little Branch for 260 damage, then search your deck for an Imp, use that for free for 140 damage. I mean, the options with Fury just get me so excited. And we know that Sky Mavis is going to do some live play testing on Saturday. A few of our favorite Sky Mavis team members are going to be there, including Shade. I hope to God we see some Fury builds being used during that playtesting session. I'm super excited for that. And finally, we have Pangolin Scale. Cannot gain shield, but take 25% less damage. So this is actually a really interesting card for, like what I was talking about before, that very aggressive build. Because if you're trying to do damage, turn 1, like right off the bat, turn 1, you want to be dealing massive damage. You don't want to be bogged down by any shield cards. But because you're not playing any shield cards, it means you're a little bit more susceptible to damage, which is where Pangolin Scale comes into play. You can use this to make up for the fact that you don't have any shield cards. In fact, you can't gain any shield, but you're taking 25% less damage. If they're coming at you with a post fight, then they're only dealing 75 damage instead of 100. I mean, this could be the difference between dying turn 5, or between one of your Axies dying turn 4, or one of your Axies dying turn 6. This is amazing, guys. This is amazing. Can't wait for the Aqua Runes. I know. The Aqua Charms and Runes are the really exciting ones. And Sky Mavis was nice enough to bless me with both Beasts and Aqua Runes and Charms, my 2 favorite classes. Beasts are always going to have the most special place in my heart, but Aquas are a close second. All right.
I feel the same. I don't know why.
For the Aqua
I really
Charms?
like the Beast class in particular.
Let's go ahead and get right into it.
My first team had a Beast in it, Plant Beast Bird.
Aqua Charms. Here we go.
I do have a lot of Aquas too, though, because when I started,
Runes.
AAP was a huge meta.
And boom, here we go! Aquatic Talisman of Power! So this is very similar to the Beast Talisman of Power that we've already seen, right? Very basic charm. You're not going to be able to attach it to any multi-hit cards, so you're not going to be able to put this on perch for your backdoor comps and get an extra 6, 12, 18, 24 damage because you're hitting 4 times. No multi-hit attacks, only a singular hit attack. So we're looking at Risky Fish going up to 90, 96 damage. We're looking at Blue Moon. I believe Blue Moon is a 60 damage card. It'll be going up to 66. Nothing too special. All right, but let's move on. And we've got the Aquatic Energy Drink S.
I did wonder how similar these would be.
Very similar to what we've already seen in the Beast Charms. It's adding Ethereal, which, I mean, if you have a bad card that you know is just like, look, most of the OP Axies on the marketplace, like most of the insane, just broken builds don't exist yet. They haven't been bred. They're definitely not optimized because we are only just now discovering what has a lot of potential, and there just hasn't been enough time for everybody to go in there and breed what's really good. So everybody is going to have to start making compromises when building their comps, because there's just going to be cards that you're going to be forced to play until there's a better Axie with a more optimized card set for you to play with.
Yeah, this is great, because what he's talking about here is actually helping out floor Axies by putting charms on them.
You're not going to want to play it anyway. And then we're moving on. It also gets 10% bonus damage. So if it's a card, on the other hand, if it's a card that you know you're going to be playing every time you draw into it. Like, for example, we were looking at the Beast ones before. Let me pull that up. We were looking at the, is it still here? No, we were looking at the Beast Runes and Charms before. They had a very similar one, right? Aquatic, or Beast Energy Drink Small.
Basically the
For
same
example,
charm.
if you're playing Nutcracker Beast, and you know you're going to be playing Nutcracker every time you draw into it, because that's like the core of the build's concept, right? That's your win condition, getting that Nutcracker powered up. You know you're going to be playing Nutcracker every turn, so Ethereal doesn't bother you. You can very definitely use this on a Nutcracker to get 10% base damage. And considering Nutcracker is constantly gaining extra damage, right, so right off the bat, 60 divided by 100. I know I do this really, really stupidly, right? 110, right? So we're getting an extra 60. We're getting an extra 6 damage from Nutcracker the first attack. But after the first cycle of cards, when we've already played Nutcracker 3 times, we're going from 66 to 72 to 78, right? So 78. Now let's imagine 78 divided by...
Yeah, this
100,
Nutcracker
times
multiplier is
that
really
by
interesting. I
110.
can't wait to see what
Now we're
happens
dealing
in game with
85
these.
damage
I do have a
instead of
couple
78.
triple
So
Nutcracker beasts.
as Nutcracker gains more and more damage as you play it more and more, you're going to be getting a bigger boost from this 10% base stat. Oh wait, base stat buff. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. So I was assuming that that's a lot of damage. I know. No, but I was assuming that the 10% damage would stack on top of the damage buff you're getting from the multiple Nutcracker stacks. But considering it's just a card's base stat 10% buff, I could be wrong in that scenario. It could just be a static +6.
Still
considering
great.
we've seen the energy drink small, I'm assuming we're going to see the energy drink large as well. We've got the Aquatic Talisman of Vitality. Again, very similar to what we've seen. Axie's max HP is +20. +20. Very basic talisman. So you're getting a lot of extra HP. I'm assuming that the plant talismans of Vitality are going to be giving a lot more HP than this, considering plants are the tank archetype. But, unfortunately, I don't have plant charms. I only have the Aqua and Beast runes and charms. Oh, mon dieu. Oh, mon dieu. Okay, alright, moving on. We have the Aquatic Talisman of Power 5! Alright, so again, very similar to what we saw in the Beasts. We're going to enhance a non-multi-hit attack for +10 attack. +10 attack. And guys, like, this is not... Like, +10 attack might seem small, but, like, I've done some basic calculations. And like, for my backdoor comp, for example, right? I don't know... I have my... right. So I have, like... some cards actually printed
I feel like
out
the
here
Beast
that
version
are
actually
categorized in
had
different
Banish on
comps.
it, though, where this one doesn't.
So imagine you
so
play
that's interesting.
Shrimp, Axie Kiss, Arc, and then like Perch. You play Shrimp and Perch, right? Shrimp and Perch will be dealing 70 damage with Shrimp. You'll be dealing 120 with Perch, right? So that's 190 damage.
It's mirrored.
For
So
you to
it's
guarantee
backwards.
that backdoor kill, you're going to be wanting another Shrimp Perch combination, because like a single card isn't really going to get you to that kill point. But in situations where they play any shield or they heal at all, literally a matter of 10 extra damage could mean the matter of life and death for certain Axies. Breeding is going to be insane when this launches. 100%. 100%.
Yeah, huge. There's going to be huge
it
SLP
is
burn when
like-
this happens because breeding will
The
be
amount
nuts.
of Axies in the marketplace is just going to go buck wild. Alright, guys, let's move on. We're getting 10 plus damage here. Seems small, but can actually make a huge difference in the grand scheme of things. Alright, next up we have Bubble Paste! We're getting to some unique stuff here. Enhance any card. All teammates gain 1 bubble. Now, let's actually review what Bubble does again. I have this huge list of all the new status effects.
This is
that
what I
are
love
being
about this
added.
guy. He
Somebody
just
put
makes
this together. I'm not
lists
sure who
and
did it.
does
Whoever
so much
you are out
research.
there, you are a saint and a scholar, and I love you so much. Thank you. So Bubble, block 5 damage per stack, max 3 stacks. Turn into Bubble Bomb upon reaching 3 stacks. The next attack explodes. Bubble Bomb deals 20 damage to all enemies. That's actually amazing. So you're giving all teammates 1 bubble. If you're playing multiples of these charms, you've got 1 on multiple body parts. You could be giving every single one of your Axies 3 bubbles right off the bat. Boom, just like that. And then, where am I? And then, so not only are they going to be taking reduced damage up to 15, right? They'll be taking 15 less damage per attack. And it says, the bubbles don't go away like shield would. So you're actually reducing damage taken by 15 per attack. And then when your next turn comes around, anytime you attack with those Axies, that bubble bomb is going to go off, explode, deal an extra 20 damage to all enemies. That's actually massive value. 20 damage to all enemies means a total of 60 extra damage all around. Assuming they still have 3 Axies left, right? Now we have, I think, Inkling. I think Inkling gives you... We've seen a few Aqua cards. We've seen a few Aqua cards that give bubble as it is. Is Inkling one of them? No, Inkling is Jinx, right?
Yeah, there's a couple.
Gil, thank you guys. Thank you. Guys, my past week has been so complicated. My wife's cousins actually came in from France. They flew in from France, direct flight. We picked them up from the airport. We've been showing them around America. Their English is very poor. Well, not... they can manage. They can manage enough, but we've been having to entertain our foreign family members. So I haven't had as much time to study this stuff as I would like to. My attention's getting pulled in a million different directions right now. So Gil, your team gains 1 bubble. So right, if you play Bubble Paste on Gil, then for 1 energy, you're actually throwing 2 bubbles on your entire team. That seems really good. That's a total of 30, like potentially 30 shield. 30 shield per attack, really? If they're going backdoor, that's, I mean, it's
Plus the bubble bomb potential is amazing.
There's a lot of utility. It doesn't matter if they're going backdoor or in the front, you're going to be blocking 10 damage per attack. If you've got 1 more of these on any other card, you'd be getting to that fully stacked, that 3-stack bubble bomb right off the bat. Seems like there could be a lot of utility with a potential aggressive triple Aqua build. All right, do we have any more? Yes, we do. Sticky Octopus. Ooh, add retain. Guys, I don't know if you know how good this charm is going to be. The ability to add retain to any card you want is going to be absolutely massive. There are strategies, because of the fact that we're not keeping our cards, we're not retaining any cards at the end of our turn. All of our cards are going to the discard pile. We're going to draw new cards at the end of every turn. The ability to play very specific combos is going to become much more difficult because you're never going to guarantee what cards you have in your hand.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't take that.
That's why there's so much utility with Sticky Octopus.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Example,
that's cool.
You're going for a backdoor
but
combo,
challenging
right?
as well.
You're playing with Perch and Shrimp. Now, Perch will not target the back door unless they are the enemy with the lowest HP, which means you need to damage that backdoor Axie first. You need to damage him with another card like Shrimp. So you can put Sticky Octopus on Perch or on Shrimp to make sure that whenever you're drawing into that Perch, you already have the Shrimp ready to go, or vice versa. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is going to make those more iffy combos, those combos that you're like, yeah, but it's reliant on card draw. This is going to make those a lot more viable. Like, it seems very basic, but this is actually a really good... Yeah, retain Soulstar, retain Nemo. Like, this is... Like, retaining Nemo is actually really good because you can save that extra energy for when you really need it. Like if we're only drawing 4 cards per turn and getting 3 energy per turn, for example, then you play your 3 energy on those 3 cards. The only card in your hand is Nemo. What's the point
Origin's
of
going to be
gaining
so
energy if
different, you guys. It's going to be crazy how different this is strategy-wise.
Nemo could actually be very beneficial just to make sure that you have that extra energy and enough cards to actually utilize that extra energy. This is probably going to be one of the most utilized charms in my opinion. All right, we've got another one. Aquatic Talisman of Vitality 5. All right, so very similar. Nothing too exciting. Nothing too exciting. Relax, relax. This is very similar to the one we already saw in Beasts and the Aquatic Talisman of Vitality 4. Very, very, very similar. Very similar. Axie's max HP plus 35. Now, for example, let's see. It's a three cost PP, right? So I think if you're at max purity, what does that give you? 15 points. 15 points. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. You could play potentially 5 of these on a single Axie. 35 times 5. That's an extra 175 HP. Plus the 320 we're starting with. Boom. 495 HP. That's a damn tank if I've ever seen one. Now what's interesting, now we haven't looked at runes yet. We still haven't looked at runes, and that's the most exciting part. Because when we look at this Axie here, what's interesting is this Bubba's rune shows up. Bubba's rune shows up here. Oleg's rune shows up here. But Puff's rune, it looks like Puff is not wearing a rune. But she actually has a massive 510 health, which is more than the max health we just calculated here. This is very interesting. Because it looks like she does not have a rune attached. So I wonder where that extra health is coming from. Very interesting. Very interesting. And Paralyzed Jellyfish. Oh, we saw this in the leaks from a long time ago. Enhance an attack card. Attack applies vulnerable for 2 turns. Ooh, wait a minute.
I'm gonna have to cut this short soon, guys. I gotta go, but
This could be used in a
I'll go as long
lot
as
of
I can.
different scenarios. Basically, if you don't know what vulnerable does, I don't know if the exact calculations have been confirmed yet. Let's look here. But basically, vulnerable is going to make the enemy with vulnerable receive a percentage more damage. Let's see if we can find it here. Vulnerable, vulnerable, vulnerable. I don't see it. I actually don't see it. Interesting. So I believe in Slay the Spire. Has it been confirmed that it's 20%? Has it been confirmed that it's 20%? Because I think in Slay the Spire, it is actually 25%. No. In Slay the Spire, it's 50%. What am I saying? In Slay the Spire, if your enemy has vulnerable, they take 50% more damage. So if you're coming in with 100 damage, they're taking 150. But apparently we're getting confirmation from the chat that it has been reduced down to 20%. Look at the marketplace. Okay. Officially 20%. Officially 20%. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. All right. Let's move on. Paralyzed Jellyfish. Is that it? That's it. That's the last one. Okay, so this is the most epic. Or rather, the most mystic Aqua Charm there is. Shrimp plus Jellyfish plus Perch for the ultimate backdoor attack. Right, so if we're dealing 120... If we're dealing 120, but they have vulnerable, we're going up to 144.
It's so funny to watch this guy do a live stream because his videos are so well cut in YouTube. It makes me feel better because I don't edit my videos much.
I'm not so sure. You need 3 paralyzed jellyfish, or you're pure aqua. I'm not so sure what you mean. Where do we get the charm? You're gonna be able to craft the charms with moon shards. All right, guys. Yeah, guys. Don't worry. The VOD is going to be saved. So once the stream ends, you're going to be able to go back and rewatch all of it. I'm also going to chop it up and take the most important bits and make a YouTube about it, a YouTube video. It's probably going to be uploaded either tonight or tomorrow. Again, little complicated right now because of the family members in town, but you know it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna
and we
post
get through
this
the day.
immediately, so this will be up
All right,
for
guys,
a little
are you ready
24 hours maybe
for
before
the
he gets his
Aqua
up.
Runes? The charms are exciting, but we can have like up to 6 charms per Axie. We only have 1 rune per Axie. They are the most OP. The runes are what is going to give the just absolutely broken effect. So if you are ready, let's go straight in to the Aqua Runes. Here we are. Calcium Armor. Calcium Armor. Let's go. Let's go. Axie max HP plus 30. At the beginning of your turn, gain shield equal to 3% of your max HP. Very interesting. Very interesting. So I can't remember what the calculation was.
So this is how we get
had
tanks back in the game, guys. In previous leaks, we saw you know, 320 I think was the base
potion?
HP for all these Axies,
I
and
can't remember what my
now we're seeing
calculations
some
were.
ways to make
But
your
it
Axies
seems,
more
It seems
tanky.
like it could match up very similar here. So imagine we have 510 HP. Let's get out of this one. Imagine we have 510 HP, right? With the
All right, guys, I'm going to finish this up,
rune.
so I'm going to mute him. Thank you so much for watching. You'll have to watch the rest of this on your own, but I just wanted to show you guys this beforehand. I knew this was going to be on Twitch, so I knew that we wouldn't see it yet on YouTube for a minute, and so I'm excited to leak this a little bit sooner on YouTube than most people. I'm sure there's probably somebody else doing this too, but here we go. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Thank you so much, and God bless.